honesty, we really don't know who's going to run out with the ones. If they're an or, we know they're going to play a lot of ball for us. But in all honesty, we haven't decided who's going to run out there. Now, we've decided what positions and all that, but there's a few of them that either via injury, are they going to be back in time for Saturday's game? Maybe it is, with moving some kids, like Snacks has moved from hog to corner to, where Jaden Johnson and Hudson Clark are. Very, very close battle right there. So we really don't know today exactly in some of those positions who we're going to run out there with the ones yet. But we know that group that if they're an or, we trust them, and they're going to play a lot of football. Who runs out there first probably in most cases has been decided, not in all.
How did you deal with all that, as a head coach, when all three of those hit you in one short span and there's no booklet on how to get prepared for that kind of stuff?
I rely on my staff, until we talk it out. I'm not quick with decisions. I try to take my time and think about it. Always it's what's best for the kids. But my biggest concern in all that was separation of the team. NIL was a separation of the team. Portal, to be honest with you, was a separation of the team. COVID, not necessarily, but it did separate you from the team. So, culture to me is a big thing, and the two hottest topics of separating the team, the culture is NIL and certainly the portal. So I've changed. I've made mistakes. I've changed in the fact that, we tell the kids we don't want anybody to go in the portal. And, before we just never really addressed it until they came into my office. But now, if we've signed them, we don't want them to leave. And so I think that's helped our culture a little bit. The NIL is certainly something that, if somebody making this much money and somebody else isn't, certainly there's a possibility of separation. But we don't seem to have too big of a problem with it right now.
I put in South Carolina in the East and Arkansas in the West. I feel the exact same about both teams. Think about what we're talking about earlier. The offensive coordinator, Dialogue's never called plays before. So what will the offense look like? And who are the receivers? We've heard they've been good in practice, but we don't know these guys at all. Defensively, they were miserable last year against the pass. Will they be any better? No, by the way, who are their leaders going to be? They lost their two leading tacklers. The linebacker position has been the heart and soul the last 2 years. Who's going to step up in that void?
Doesn't this go into the first thing you said about the most parity in the league? There are at least 6 or 7 teams that I would personally say this about. I'm looking at you, Missouri. I'm looking at you, Kentucky. I'm looking at you, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, A&M. I mean, it's one after another in teams that kind of could bounce.
Isn't it fun, though?
Yes.
It's fun to project right now, and I'd love to see at the end of the year if we're close at all and what we think is going to happen.
And I think that part of it is you have so many new coordinators. You got 10 new signal callers. You've got new quarterbacks, new relationships there. I think that teams that have stability at that position, even thinking about LSU, the fact that they have a Jaden Daniels or other teams that have a quarterback that's been there, they're going to have a significant advantage, especially in the beginning of the season.
Hey, new entry into the field this year. It's producer Jonathan. Jonathan McDonald also called J-Mac, and he just told me he's taking the Razorbacks against Western Carolina. Watch him win this thing. Watch him. Watch Jonathan McDonald.
If it looks like he's going to win, we're gonna find a way to kick him out.
Really?
Yeah, we can't let him. He's not even on camera
with victories. He has
he's
the
not
right.
Even on camera.
He
He's
has the
come on
ability
camera.
to kill your mic too. Him and Jen can work together.
we expect to see a lot of that here today. The head coach for Western Carolina, very familiar name for SEC fans. It's Kerwin Bell, former star at Florida. He says, we want to play fast and score faster. We'll see what happens here today on what is a very warm day. In fact, it's supposed to be in the mid-90s as this day goes on. The kick was originally scheduled for 3 o'clock Central Time. They moved it up 3 hours. It has been overcast all morning. That's kept the temp down, but it's starting to creep up now as the sun comes out. Arms are up. They're making noise here at Little Rock, and the season is underway for Western Carolina and Arkansas. Arkansas won the toss. They deferred. They start in the pistol on first down, and it's play action. Jefferson throwing, and it is complete. Making his Arkansas debut, the highly touted tight end from Bixby, Oklahoma, Luke Hadd. Gain of 14. Jefferson wants to throw again, looking outside and turning the corner is Jaden Wilson. Jaden Wilson has a step. He's got a second step, and Jaden Wilson is gone for an Arkansas touchdown.
And those perimeter blocks, they lead to explosive touchdowns to the wide receiver, Jaden Wilson, right there. He's already surpassed his total from a season ago with 49 yards. With those quick perimeter screens, you never know what could happen. When you toss it out to the outside, he ends up creating.
Wilson did a lot of the work on a hot day here in Little Rock. A hot start for Arkansas. I'd say it's a good start.
Not too bad.
To his new season. Western Carolina trying to stay on the field here a little bit. Not much happening for Desmond Reed on first down. Time for Jefferson. Looks deep across the middle, and it is complete at the 25-yard line. The first reception for Isaac TeSlaa. Last 3 seasons, native of Michigan. In the words of Sam Pittman, he catches everything, and he caught what was thrown to him there.
I can bet you in the coach's booth, Dan Enos.
25 yards on 3rd and long. Now across the middle, and a pass just behind, but hauled in by Satenga for his first reception.
But they're doing a good job protecting the edges.
Sanders into the end zone, and the Rockets got a touchdown. Tough snap. Gonzalez back after it, and he's in trouble. Brought down at the 13-yard line. Landon Jackson, one of the co-captains for 3rd and long. Gonzalez again. Good amount of time. He can use his legs, and he throws underneath to his tight end. Bellinger, 51 yards. And Jefferson back in the pistol. The play action on first down. And he's hit, but he's not down. Scrambles out and throws, and it is caught. That's what KJ Jefferson could do because he is so tough, so big, so strong. You can hear those pads on this hit.
Just look at that. Just the big body quarterback, but this is what he offers as a dual threat.
So we'll see what Dean is able to do to run this offense here in the first quarter. Branson Adams brought down for a loss. An SEC defense is a little different than going up against Harvard, against Yale or Dartmouth or Princeton when you're playing for Harvard. Intercepted. Hudson Clark with the pick for Arkansas at the 30.
Clark was on the coverage there, just sitting down underneath, just reading the quarterback's eyes. He does a really good job of coming back over the middle and getting the interception on the sit-down route right there.
5th career interception for Hudson Clark, who was first-team all-conference a year ago, of course, last year. Jefferson looking for the end zone right after the turnover, and it is caught. TeSlaa, touchdown, Arkansas.
Coming off of the play action, does a really good job of slight and easy pump fake. Just fits it in there. That's a really good job by KJ Jefferson. I love the mindset and the mentality of offensive coordinator Dan Enos, attacking right away. Let's take advantage of the sudden change. We get the big interception.
Arkansas fans making a little bit more noise. Here comes some pressure. They try to set up the screen. Nothing doing. Dean underneath, and it is complete to Calvin Jones. They scored on their second play of the game here in 2023, added 2 more touchdowns. Arkansas up 21-3 after one in Little Rock.
Absolutely.
Certainly Catamounts feel that way. Dean will go to the ground, and Arkansas is ready for Desmond Reed. 0 for 5 on third down. Probably in 4-down territory here, you would think. Reed is stopped at the 39. That'll make you think twice about it since you have so far to go here. But what will be the call for Kerwin Bell? Do they try to... We'll see what happens with the spotlight on him again this year in the season opener. Reed is brought down, dare I say hogtied, as he comes backwards out to the 31-yard line.
Lorondo Johnson did a great job of coming downhill. Right there making a play. Ended up wrapping him up, hog-tying him, as you did mention, for lack of better words there.
Loss of 7 on the play. Charlie Dean has been good coming into the game, except for the mistake he made earlier, and now he throws his second interception. McLaughlan to the 30, brought down inside the 35-yard line. Second takeaway for Arkansas today.
This is their best player on defense. What happened on the sideline right there? He did a really good job on the return too, creating some yards after the interception. Playmaking ability taking over. Loved how he went up and attacked the football, creating some momentum.
Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first half. Jefferson holds on to it. Little bit of sleight of hand, and KJ's into the end zone for an Arkansas touchdown.
Yeah, there was some confusion on the mesh right there. KJ Jefferson was trying to pull the ball out. The running back clamped down on it, but he was still able to pull it out. And it's just amazing how sometimes football works, right? Sometimes it works in your favor. Big turn of possession right there, started by Dwight McLaughlan. Ends up in points for Arkansas. Big 28-3 lead for them.
On the ground on first down to Adams, who bumped outside. Big gain here, and then a fumble, free ball in play, and another turnover for the Catamounts here in the first half. The biggest offensive play of the game for Western Carolina goes for naught. Jaden Johnson with the hit.
Right there, but Brenton Adams, he does the one thing that you cannot do at running back. You have to protect the football. Just gets a little bit high, tries to swim the ball over the safety that was coming downhill, but he just wasn't able to protect the ball. Really good job by the cornerback there.
Jefferson, tons of time, looks across the middle, and is complete inside the 10-yard line.
Right there, KJ Jefferson had the dig route over the middle, but he liked the post route over the top. He's really targeting Andrew Armstrong once again.
On 4th and goal. Sanders still standing. Rockets in the end zone for a touchdown.
In the second half, but a lot of positives to take from Western Carolina as well, especially on the run defense. But an exciting game we have so far. 35-3 lead, Arkansas on top over the Catamounts of Western Carolina.
Satania back deep for Arkansas. He's going to bring it out of the end zone. He's got a big opening. Satania trying to get to the corner. A little stutter step across the 50, and that's the way you start on special teams if you're the Razorbacks here in the third quarter. Max Fletcher, not a lot of room to work with. Gets off a good punt. Out to Colombo, inside the 50, great coverage. Colombo trying to break free, cannot.
Flying downhill.
Big gain here for Sanders. First down for Arkansas, down to the 33-yard line. On third down conversions are the Razorbacks. This is 3rd and long, 3rd and 11. Jefferson throws it down to the 20. That's enough for a first down. Second down and 8 for Jefferson, who's back to pass. He's got his target. Andrew Armstrong's got the touchdown.
About having big receivers is being in the red zone. When you're in the red zone, you can just put it on their frame. They can box out the defenders, make a tough, strong catch right there. And Armstrong, his very first game on the Division I level, he's balled out today. He's had a very productive first game.
His first taste of Arkansas football tasted pretty good. Ball on the 10-yard line. Western Carolina goes to Reed, and Reed has nowhere to go. Thrown outside to David White. White's wrapped up by Jaden Johnson. Second down play. Gonzalez, pressure off the edge. Key V. Rose, we're saying that name again. Who gets the sack?
Yeah, a lot of overwhelmingly praise about Key V. Rose in the production meeting this week. You saw a fantastic club rip move right there. Just overmatched the guard, was able to get through and come down with the sack. Western Carolina has some opportunities in man coverage down the field. These Arkansas corners.
4th and 6. They need the 40-yard line. Up high, and it is intercepted. 4th turnover of the afternoon for the Catamounts, and Arkansas will take over at their 25-yard line.
It looks like there was some miscommunication. Gonzalez had time, but he just wasn't on the same page with the wide receiver right there. They end up coming down with the interception. Just like there was a lot of confusion with the trip set up there.
Jaden Johnson gets the pick. 4 of those 6 penalties have led to Catamount first downs. Carter there on the sack for Arkansas.
Number 9 right here, right over the ball, coming in, generating some pressure. Really nice, quick move. Just collapses the pocket. More of a covered sack.
Gonzalez, incomplete. Satania drifts back to the 14 with some room. To the 35, 45, and across midfield. He will pass across the middle, complete. On the money to Jaden Wilson. That's enough for a first down. Well, a week after that, their SEC opener, September 23rd at LSU. That'll be enough for a first down. 3rd down and short, and they get more than they needed. Good push.
On their calendar. That's something that they have not been able to do successfully in a very long time. So can they defeat the Crimson Tide successfully?
Touchdown! It's a first for Criswell, a first for the true freshman.
By Davian Dozier here. Jacoby Criswell does a great job of rolling out to give the Razorbacks. They extend their lead to 49-10 over the Catamounts of Western Carolina.
Dean across the middle, incomplete. 3rd and 10. Dean throws it up, it's intercepted. Brad Spence, pick 6, Arkansas. Brad Spence from Houston, all the way 85 yards in his Arkansas debut. Stop for a loss.
In the SEC, that's something that Sam Pittman wants to do consistently, and I think that's going to continue to be the identity of this team, and they're going to figure out a way to clean it up.
They ended up with 105 yards on the ground today. Sanders held to 42 yards on 15 carries. KJ Jefferson led the way through the air, 18 of 23 passing, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions, as Jefferson, in his 3rd year as a starter, making his 27th career start today, picks up another win. Arkansas 56, Western Carolina 13 our final. It's been a pleasure to be with you here at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. For Jordan Reed and our entire crew, I'm Eric Freed. College football season is here. It will start to pick up some speed. So long from warm Little Rock.
How about Arkansas, home for Western Carolina? You say, who they going to find on the outside for KJ Jefferson? Jaden Wilson goes 65 and shows a little burst.
Exactly. Last year they had transfers. This year they have transfers, and it seems like guys like Jaden Wilson, Isaac TeSlaa, they're stepping right in. And KJ Jefferson, how about KJ Jefferson? He's been dependable and reliable. You know what to expect from him.
He started his day 12 of 12 today, so he was efficient throwing and
that's
running,
a
making
nice
good
point.
decisions.
You see that?
I think it was just a straight takeaway. That was Steve.
Was that an Arkansas turnover?
Here was a turnover right here, and they had five of them today. Remember, this pass defense last year was abysmal, like third worst in the entire country, at least for one game. Made it look much better in 2023.
Like you said, 5 turnovers. KJ has 4 total touchdowns. Kent State comes a visiting next week for Arkansas.